living in strange times, my friends. Can you feel it? Agenda 2030, Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, depopulation. It's just around the corner. We got 5 years, less than 5 years, until Agenda 2030. You want to know what Agenda 2030 is all about? Here's the vision. You will own nothing. No private property. No cars, no land, no homes, nothing. Full communism. In the name of climate change protection, saving the environment. They've been feeding you this BS for decades now. It's so deeply imprinted into the collective consciousness that it's pretty much impossible to rationally argue this point with someone. The programming is so deep. And what that means is that when the time comes, when the mass alarm bells go off around the world, when the WHO and the UN starts shouting panic and feeding you with propaganda on every channel, flooding your brain with messages, you'll take the bait. You'll take the bait, you'll surrender your property without a fight. You'll take the microchip in your arm because, hey, it's keeping us safe, guys. I'm living in a country down under where come December, they're looking at rolling out the social media, in fact, any kind of online profile, even to do a Google search, you'll require government-issued ID, people. So absolutely everything that you do on the internet is tracked and linked back to your government ID, your paper man, your false identity. Brothers, it's time for us to wake the fuck up. Seriously. It's time to wake up. We are not doing semen retention simply so we can get more notches on the belt. Okay? We're not doing semen retention because we have low self-esteem and we want to fix that. And we are not doing semen retention simply to break our porn habit. Fuck, I said it, porn. Screw the algorithm. We are doing semen retention so that we can rise up as Christ himself. This is the second coming of Christ. This is the same message that the Buddha preached. This is the same message that Muhammad preached. It is sexual alchemy to the effect that you become enlightened and you realize your true nature, which is one with God. The only weapon that these motherfuckers can wield against you is to convince you that you are just a separate little ego. That you are a defenseless bag of skin, just shoveling around this world, trying to make your way, trying to keep yourself safe, trying to feed your family. But the reality is, you are a spark of the divine. You are an emanation of the Creator. You are a son of God. This is why it's imperative for you to start taking this seriously. This is why it is absolutely essential for you to stop fucking around and relapsing just because you feel a bit emotional, just because you feel a bit of apathy, or you feel a little bit of shame or guilt or whatever it may be. Bro, you need to start learning new coping mechanisms other than jerking the turkey and spitting out your God essence every time you feel a bit upset. You need to start learning and implementing new coping mechanisms every time that someone offends you, or a girl looks at you the wrong way, or you have an argument with a friend or a family member. You need to find a new and more integrated way, a more life-giving way to deal with your problems. Because shooting out your seed, shooting out your DNA, your genetic material, spilling the cup of Hermes just because you feel a bit uncomfortable is fucking stupid. It's not just stupid, it's suicidal, and it's harming the rest of us, because when the time comes, we're going to need real men to step up. In fact, we need real men to step up right now. was talking to a brother the other day. We are in the 7 years of plenty right now, symbolically speaking. If you read the story of Joseph in the Bible, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, had a dream. In the dream, there were 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine. We are in the preparation stage right now. COVID was kind of like a little introduction to what globalist forces can do when people are unconscious, when people are stupid. Okay, it was a test run. They tested to see if they could inject us at a mass scale with untested poison containing the likes of baby fetus, human fetus, mRNA technology, which had only been tested for a very short period of time, when usually these kind of vaccines require tens or decades before they're actually able to be issued to the public. We rolled up our sleeves within 1 year and took triple shots, baby. Then we didn't ask any questions as people started falling like flies, falling dead of pre-existing heart conditions, pre-existing turbo cancers, pre-existing brain hemorrhages, that just happened to emerge to the surface shortly after the vaccinations. And we continue to see a trend of people dying suddenly, where there were no pre-existing diagnosed medical conditions. We've been fooled. We took it, hook, line, and sinker. We drank the Kool-Aid. But this time's different, brothers, because there is a rising trend of men retaining their energy. And I believe this was catalyzed by the events we saw in COVID. A huge spiritual shift was catalyzed during COVID because people started to realize, oh shit, there really is an agenda to depopulate. There really is an agenda to bring in mass surveillance and mass control. There is an agenda to abolish cash and establish a one world currency, which is linked to your ID and is installed in your wrist, the mark of the fucking beast. It's all in the book of Revelation. You can read this. It's happening in real time. So brothers, it's time for us to rise up. It's time for us to retain this energy and start drawing it up the spine, into the brain, into the pineal. It's time to start activating all of the dormant DNA, activating the dormant parts of the brain. This only happens as a man if you're practicing retention. Ask the yogis. They've been doing this for thousands of years, getting enlightened over in India, over in these Eastern countries, various different practices, but the chief of which was semen retention. And then the end stage, the final stage, was sexual alchemy with a dakini, a woman specifically assigned to a man to help him realize God consciousness through sex without ejaculation. You see, ejaculation serves to reproduce another human being. Retention, sex with retention, shoots the life force current up at an accelerated rate. It multiplies your semen retention benefits because you are now absorbing the feminine current, the Shakti, through the yoni. All accelerated, all amplified. That is the final step. So brothers, I implore you, cut these foolish habits, learn how to let go, learn how to deal with your emotions by practicing surrender, welcoming the emotions, accepting them, feeling them, and thus dissolving them. And you'll be able to reach monumental heights of consciousness. We're going to need you to have your shit together. We're going to need you to be in full power, activating all of the powers, all of the cities, telepathy, precognition. We're going to need you to be a divine warrior when the time comes. So let's get to it, kings. If you want to be part of the community, the link is below. Jump in. We are all about equipping and empowering men to be the full fucking force that they were born to be. Much love.